Hello everyone, my name is Lindsay and today I'll be doing an introduction to using controlled vocabulary on Novelist Plus. Controlled vocabulary are specific words or phrases used by indexers to index content so that it is retrievable in the future. Novelist Plus is a reader's advisory database that is used to provide book recommendations for librarians and library patrons. So to start, we are going to visit the FIMS Graduate Library website at lib.fims.uwo.ca, and we're going to click on Electronic Resources. When we scroll down, we will see the Novelist databases here. Novelist K-8 and Novelist K-8 Plus are for children and young adult books, respectively. Novelist Plus has the same content, but with the addition of adult titles. If you're not on campus, you will need to use the username and password, which would be indicated right here. Since I'm on campus today, I will be automatically signed in when I click the link to Novelist Plus. So a quick overview of the site. There are many ways to browse on Novelist. First, we will have our basic search in our search bar up here, and this is where we can put anything from book titles, authors, or themes and appeal factors, and we'll have more on that later. On the left-hand side of the screen, we will see book lists such as Best of 2022, Canadian Fiction, etc. So you can also search for books using this curated book list. You can also search for books using age range, which is located here. And we can also go to advanced search at the top here, and we'll see a lot more filter options such as our publication date, author demographics, reader level, etc. So now that we have an introduction to the website, let's go to our controlled vocabulary. So first in this video, we will create a controlled vocabulary search from a title that we already know. So, for example, if a patron asks for a similar book to Twilight, we are going to search for Twilight in our basic search. Enter, and this is the book we want down here. So at first glance, you can see a basic book description. You can also see our grade levels, or our reading levels, our genres, characters, etc. We can also see that we have our Goodreads link here, so that will link to reviews on Goodreads. But if we scroll down, we will see our controlled vocabulary. And a tip on using controlled vocabulary to find another book on Novelist is to not select too many items or too many terms, because this will come up with no search results. So in this example, I'm going to select paranormal romances, I'm going to select suspenseful, and I'm going to select high schools. So when we search, as expected, there are other books in the Twilight series, so Midnight Sun, Eclipse, etc. But let's check out this other search result that we have, Hush Hush. This looks like it could be a good fit. We see the details of the book, which is our main character, Nora, a high school sophomore. She's in a relationship with someone who has a dark side. So this looks like it could be similar to Twilight. It's also on the same reading level. It has good reviews. It also has won an award. So this looks like it could be overall a good fit for this patron who likes books similar to Twilight. So now let's do the reverse and find a book starting with controlled vocabulary. So to do this, we are going to go back to our basic search and type in TI Story Elements Index. TI is a short form for title in Novelist, so in this case, we are searching the title of the Story Elements Index page. This page will give us all of the controlled vocabulary that Novelist uses for the genre, appeal factor, and themes of a book. We can also search these separately by typing in TI genre index, appeal index, and theme index. So let's first start with genre. Here is where we see all of the controlled vocabulary for genre, which is actually organized under larger subheadings. Choosing which of these terms to select will be determined by our reader's advisory interview. It is our job as librarians to ask questions and/or infer what terms the patron is interested in when we are using Novelist as our reader's advisory tool. When we click any of these terms, we will see that our search will be way too broad. So for example, if we searched crime fiction, it came up with 1,900 books. And we definitely want something that's more precise. So let's go back and check out our appeal factors. So again, we're typing in TI appeal index. This will give us terms that are related to the storyline, pace, tone, writing style, etc. So here we have our controlled vocabulary that is assigned in Novelist to storylines such as action-packed, non-linear, etc. So choosing some of these terms and putting them into a search is what we are going to do. But lastly, we're going to check out our theme index. And themes kind of combine our appeal index and our genre index into one term. So for example, we have our setting, we have hidden among us. For characters, we have band of survivors, and etc. So now let's put these all together in our advanced search. Go to genre, and we're going to put horror. We are going to select appeal factors, and we're going to use a Boolean operator for creepy and suspenseful. And lastly, our theme is going to be band of survivors. So again, I found our genre, appeal factor, and theme from that controlled vocabulary index that we saw earlier. So now we're going to search. And now as you see, we have 14 results. So let's check out our first result. So we can see our controlled vocabulary at the bottom. We have horror, we have creepy and suspenseful, and we also have band of survivors. We must also look at the other terms applied to this novel to see if our patron would be interested in this book and decide whether to recommend it to them or not. The last tool I want to show you is our read alike section, which is on the right hand side of the screen. Here, Novelist suggests similar books and provides a justification or a reason of why they recommended that book that is similar to the one that we were looking at. So now you know how to find similar books using controlled vocabulary and how to make your own controlled vocabulary search on Novelist. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please visit us at the FIMS Graduate Library and we'll be happy to assist. Happy Novelist searching!